What's going on, trading homies? My name is Bobby in HD, and welcome to episode 4 of Conquering the Combine, the series where we are trading together a Topstep 150K futures combine to show how we can pass together and make it to an express-funded futures account. Now, in the series so far, we have been on a roll with a green streak of 3 days, getting us to well over 50% of the way to our profit target of $9,000. Will that green streak continue today? Will NQ make new all-time highs? Well, tune in as we go over the trade recap and let's see how we did. All right, well, to get right into the recap, we can see that unfortunately today, the green streak has come to an end and we were red $1,805. If the shirt wasn't a giveaway, now you can see that that in fact was the case. But the important thing to remember here is that we followed our rules still. We have our personal daily loss limit set at $1,800. And we know that if we take a red day, as we did today, no one is green 100% of the time. It's not going to completely ruin our chances. It is not larger than our biggest green day so far of $2,000. And it's also not going to put us in a place where we can't recover or have barely any room to continue trading the account. We can see our balance still over $3,000. We're still over a way there. Essentially just deleted yesterday. We made $1,800 yesterday. We lost $1,800 today. That's going to happen. And let's see how we got there. The market opened up again around new all-time highs at 21,551. That new high was made just after the open. And my thesis here was that because the overnight range we could see on this 15-minute chart was very tight, we probably needed a pullback. And this area of 489 looked like a good place for that pullback. So I was determined to get in short and capture that move. 60, 70 points could be a great trade. However, I wanted price to get there a lot faster than the market did. And that led to a lot of either stop outs or choppy action, where as soon as I thought we were about to get continuation, I'd move my stop to break even to take off the risk. And then price comes all the way back up. Essentially, I had the right idea, but I was wrong on my timing and was then trying to force that incorrect idea, and that led us to taking a loss today. Now, the real bummer is that if we look at the chart, my thesis did end up being correct. We came essentially picture perfect to 489.25, only a point and a half under, and then did have a nice bounce afterwards. And that makes a lot of sense based on what we were expecting for the day. But we didn't give ourselves the chance to be able to capitalize on that move because by the time it happened, we had already hit our personal daily loss limit. And the biggest thing is we did not remove that personal daily loss limit, which is good. This is all hindsight. Yes, the market did what I thought eventually, but it could have gone to all-time highs again. And if we remove that daily loss limit, instead of losing $1,800, we might have lost $3,000, $4,500. Maybe we lost the account. And that is absolutely not okay. So sometimes these red days, you got to take them on the chin. And to prevent them from happening frequently, though, let's take a look at our Conquering the Combine tip of the day. All right, folks. So the Conquering the Combine tip is let the market come to you. And man, oh man, did I wish in hindsight that I let the market come to me today. So as we were talking about just before, the right idea at the wrong time in trading is still wrong. It's what makes this business so hard. If you know exactly how the market is going to go, but you get shaken out before it gets to where you think the end destination is, you don't get to reap the benefits of that trade. And that's exactly what happened to me today. And on that note, there's no need to trade all the time. If off the open the market was choppy, that should have been a good sign for me. Hey, there's no follow through to the upside or the downside. Let's just relax. The trading day is long, 9:30 to 4 every day. We can take our time here, but I was in a rush. I was convinced that move was going to happen. And as a result, I suffered some losses. Now, the real proof in the pudding here is that we could see at the bottom, because I was trading the Combine this morning, I didn't trade my personal funded account. And so once I had taken the red day on the Combine, I took a break, came back with my personal funded account, and price had hit our 489 level where I thought it was going to bounce. And so I was able to take a much more centered, much more reasonable long trade off of that 490 level and rode that up to a nice gain of $820. There's no reason that I couldn't have done the same in the Combine today. It was my own mental case trying to be too fast, trying to be too right. Maybe we got a little overconfident from our green streak, but hey, We're going to always be learning from trading, so it's time to take this tip and what happened to us today, make sure it doesn't happen again moving forward. And for a better detailed look at what I need to avoid in the future and what you can too, let's get into our trade recap. All right, so let's dive into our trade recap, and we can see that we are eyeing a short here as we're approaching highs, and there it is. We trigger short at 44.75. Now, I don't want to skip around at all. I want to play this whole thing through because there's a lot of important lessons here. Notice that, as we mentioned, we are targeting down towards that 489, 490 level, and we're putting some scales in around some other areas of significance. But the most important thing here is that if we were patient, if we let the market come to us, look at where our stop is. It's at 53.50. That is half of our regular R of $600, a very safe stop. And what we know from the recap that we just did, market price never hit there. We thought that the current high would remain until we got a deeper pullback, and we were actually correct. But we were too antsy, we were too impatient. We wanted the move to happen too fast. And what should have been a $2,000 winning trade here ended up resulting in a losing day overall. So why is that? Well, we can see the trade is working in our favor right now. We're starting to get some draw to the downside. Now, normally, when a big round number like a 40 in this case breaks, you'll see I do what I'm exactly doing now. And that is taking the risk off the table to make sure that we can continue to trade without any worry. That was not the correct move here because the market ended up being very whippy, and we can kind of see that from the opening candle. It's a huge doji with wicks on both sides. It's not smooth action, and we needed to give these trades more room, and unfortunately I didn't do that. And we could see ourselves getting stopped out here on a trade that never would have hit our original stop and would have turned this red day recap into an over $2,000 green day recap. This is a simple recap, but the overall message is really, really important. When you have a thesis, when the market conditions warrant leaving your stops and letting trades play out over a longer time period, you have to be open to that, or you're going to get chopped up like I did today. But hey, it's just one day. Let's get back at it tomorrow. Well, folks, that brings us to the conclusion of Conquering the Combine Day 4. We can see that our $1,800 red day did set us back just a bit, but we still have over $3,360 in profit in the account and are over a third of the way to our target still, despite a red day and only 4 total trading days. So we're still perfectly on pace and doing well to conquer this combine. Now, in terms of other things that didn't go well today, 15 trades. Wow. Yesterday we said there were too many with 12, so there's certainly too many with 15, and if there's any better proof that we were trying to force something, that overtrading is a great signal of that. So monitor your trade numbers as well, and make sure that on red days you're not doing the same thing I did today. We can see that our trade win is still over 50%. It was 60% today, but that's a little bit inaccurate because like we saw in the trade recap, that is technically counting more or less scratch trades where it came back to break even or a point in profit and the trade technically filled green, but it wasn't a real profit. And we can see that reflected where our largest winning trade today was $690 and the largest loser was over $705. You never want an inverse risk to reward ratio like that where your largest winner is smaller than your largest loser. And the reason for that is we really never got that follow through beyond those 10, 15 point initial moves for the times that we were in our trades because we were impatient. But hey, that's just one day. We're living, we're learning. And what I'm really excited for is getting back into the markets with you all tomorrow to come back even stronger with more knowledge. So until next time, trading homies, stay green.